OK, we have 3 questions left. Rodney has 65, Jennifer 48. Frosso's still to score, but there are plenty of points and those doubles. Who composed the opera The Marriage of Figaro first? Frosso?
Mozart.
Mozart, first performed in 1786, yes.
And you get 89 points, Frosso, but to double, did the Professor get this right?
Yes, I think he did.
Yeah, probably did. Did you, Professor?
Composer of The Marriage of Figaro was Mozart, of course.
And you were right to go with it, of course. You were right to go with him, and you doubled to 178.
Suddenly, with 178, Frosso is in the lead, with Rodney on 65 and Jennifer on 48. 2 questions left. What is the name of the computer that kills its human masters in the film 2001? Jennifer?
How?
HAL is right, in 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Good on computer dictionaries, and she also knows that. She gets 72 points to double. Would Professor Ian Fleming know that?
Yeah.
He's of a generation. I think he probably will. Professor?
What is the name of the computer in 2001? The one that kills its masters. I don't remember it doing that. It may do. It was called HAL.
Well, you were right to go with him, so you doubled to 144. Well done.
OK, the last question, we find Jennifer on 192, Frosso on 178, Rodney on 65, but it still could be done. 2 of you will go through. We'll find out which 2 now. The Hanged Man and the Female Pope are in which card pack? Jennifer?
The tarot.
The tarot is right.
And you get 68 points for that, but to double, once again, would Professor Ian Fleming know the answer to that?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
OK. Professor, did you know that answer?
Hangman, Female Pope, in which card pack? That would be the tarot cards.
Absolutely right to go with him once again. You doubled to 176.
So, at the end of that very close contest, Jennifer has 328, goes through, joined by Frosso with 178. Rodney is still on 65. I'm afraid you don't come back with us in part 2, but Tim, I'm sure you've got something that could make his departure a little more pleasant for him.
Well, I'd like to. Rodney's still kicking himself over the cricket question, but I've still got £100 up for grabs, Rodney, if you could work out who did the best, vegetarians or meat eaters, when asked the following question. In which US city is The Strip, famed for its luxury hotels, gambling casinos and exotic entertainment? Would you know, Rodney?
Las Vegas.
Absolutely spot on. But who out of veg heads or meat heads scored the highest?
I'll go for meat eaters.
Meat eaters, all right. Well, let's first of all see what percentage of vegetarians got this right. And we hope it's a small percentage. And relatively small, 45%, however. These can be very unreliable. What percentage of meat eaters got this right and make it more than 40? Oh, it's already past 45%. Well done, you meat eaters, 73%, Rodney. I'm happy to say you've got £100. Sorry you're going. Thanks for taking part. Thank you.
So it's goodbye to Rodney. In part 2, Frosso and Jennifer will be going head-to-head to see which one of them will be playing to beat the nation. But before we take a break, Tim is going to leave us with something we've called a one-percenter.
Yes, this is a question answered correctly by just 1% of the nation, hence it's a one-percenter. And the question on our first show is, in which country was the violinist Yehudi Menuhin born? In which country was violinist Yehudi Menuhin born? Got the answer already at home? Well, you'll have to wait until after the break to see if you're right.
We'll see you then. Welcome back to Beat the Nation, where all our questions have been polled to over 1,000 people right across Britain. Now, Tim, will you put 99% of us out of our misery and give us the answer to that one-percenter?
Well, before the break, I asked you, in which country was violinist Yehudi Menuhin born? Jennifer, Frosso, would either of you know?
Is it Israel?
No. Frosso?
Poland?
No. Reasonable guesses, but wrong. Graeme?
Yeah, I thought Europe. Germany, perhaps?
No, I'm happy to say you're completely wrong. It's the United States. It's no shame if you got that wrong at home, though, because just 1% of the nation got it right. Very well done if that was you. You're in our 1% club already.
Meanwhile, Jennifer and Frosso remain in the quiz, and now the pressure is really on them. In this round, I'm going to ask questions back and forth between each contestant in turn. The questions will get harder and harder until someone finally cracks and gets one wrong. Now, wrong answers will cost a life, and our contestants start with only 3 lives each. Jennifer, you scored highest in the last round, so the first question will go to you. Let battle commence. OK, it's a fairly simple one. It's a 10-pointer, Jennifer. In cooking, what quantity is as much as may be taken between finger and thumb?
A pinch.
It is a pinch. Frosso, a 50-pointer. At which racecourse is the Grand National horse race run? The Grand National
Aintree.
is run at Aintree. Correct. Jennifer, you face a 70-pointer. Most people don't know the answer to this. What does a tennis player call a shot hit high over an opponent's head?
A lob.
A lob is right. Frosso, you've got an 80-pointer. The adjective ursine refers to which creature? The adjective ursine refers to which creature?
A stoat.
It's not. I'm afraid it's a bear. That means, Frosso, that you lose a life on that 80-pointer. 2 lives left. The questions stay with you, but we go back to the simple ones. It's a 10-pointer. Which nocturnal bird is a proverbial symbol of wisdom?
An owl.
An owl is the right answer. So Jennifer gets a 60-pointer. What is 20 squared?
400.
400 is right. Frosso, a 70-pointer. Crazy and clock are 2 kinds of which game? Crazy and clock are 2 kinds of which game?
Card game.
They're not card games. It's golf. Crazy golf and clock golf. And that means that you have to answer correctly from now on to stay in the game. The questions stay with you, but you'll be pleased to hear it's an easy one. It's a 10-pointer. In Indian cuisine, puri and naan are types of what?
Bread.
They are indeed. Jennifer, 60-pointer. In legend, what was the name of King Arthur's sword?
Excalibur.
Yes, it was. Frosso, a 70-pointer. Which city is the capital of present-day South Korea?
Seoul.
Seoul is right. Jennifer, you get an 80-pointer. People in which trade would use glasses guide? Glasses guide.
Surveyors.
They would be car dealers, I'm afraid. So, Jennifer, you lose the first of your lives. You have 2 left. The questions stay with you, and it's a 10-pointer. Breaking a mirror is supposed to bring on how many years' bad luck?
7.
7 is right. Frosso, a 60-pointer. Alexander McQueen and Paul Smith are both members of which profession?
Clothes designers.
They are fashion designers, yes. Jennifer, a 70-pointer. In music, the Henry Wood Promenade concerts are usually held in which London hall?
The Royal Albert Hall.
Yes, they are. Frosso, an 80-pointer. Which Greek wine derives its taste and smell from pine oils? Which Greek wine derives its taste and smell from pine oils?
Retsina.
Is the right answer. Yes, Jennifer, she's thrown an 85-pointer back at you. Who was Commander-in-Chief of the Confederate armies during the American Civil War?
Ulysses S. Grant.
Robert E. Lee. With that, Jennifer, you lose a 2nd life, so you both have 1 life left. That means the next one of you to give me a wrong answer will be leaving. So, the questions stay with Jennifer. It's a 10-pointer. Butter, broad, and haricot are types of which vegetable?
Bean.
Bean is correct. Frosso, a 40-pointer. Old Trafford is the home of which Premier League football club?
Manchester United.
Yes, it is. Jennifer, a 70-pointer. Where in London is there a famous statue known as Eros?
Piccadilly Circus.
Yes, it is. Frosso, an 80-pointer. Of what are red giant, white dwarf, and yellow dwarf all types?
Stars.
Stars, they are. Jennifer, an 85-pointer. Getting tough now. Which river does a Kentish man live west of and a man of Kent live east of? This to stay in the game. Which river does a Kentish man live west of and a man of Kent live east of?
The Mead.
Very close. It's the Medway. And with that, Jennifer, I'm afraid you lose that life.
It was a shrewd guess if it was a guess, Jennifer. Med. Was it? So you thinking Midway or?
I don't know what I was thinking.
It's not terribly fair to have an English geographical question at that stage, but you've done very well before. At least you got an American one.
No.
Both very close contests.
Very close, very tightly fought, yeah.
Which doesn't make Jennifer feel any better, but at least you put up a good fight.
Yes, indeed. But at the end of it, it's Frosso who has triumphed, and in a moment will attempt to beat the nation. But Jennifer, never mind, because we can't stop throwing cash at people on this show, so I'll hand you over to Tim.
Well, I'll do my best, Jennifer. It's time for our Fame Game Challenge. On the screen, you'll see pictures of 2 rock stars called Bob. Mr. Tambourine Man, Bob Dylan and reggae superstar Bob Marley. But for £100, which one could more of the nation identify? In other words, who's more famous, Bob D or Bob M?
I'll say Bob Dylan.
You say Bob Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see, first of all, what percentage of the nation recognise Bob Marley and make it a small percentage? 34%. Okay, that's promising so far. What percentage recognise Bob... Oh, dear, 26%. I am very surprised by that. Well, I'm sorry about that, Jennifer. The nation has let you down. You've been a terrific contestant, so I'm sorry you're going away with no money.
Thanks very much. It's been great.